Hey guys, it's Bex. Welcome to another video. We're going to be doing a reading vlog / reading challenge in today's video. I feel like I haven't done like a reading challenge reading vlog in a while, and honestly they're one of my favorites because it like pushes me to read, whatever the challenge is, a certain book, a certain amount of pages, something like that. So in today's video, we're going to be trying to read 100 pages a day for 5 days. I don't know, 7 days just seems like a lot for me. Today's Saturday, so the challenge for me definitely is going to be the weekdays when I work. So I have 3 out of the 5 days where I don't work, and I work 10-hour shifts, usually 9 to 10 hours. So if I have a longer shift, then I have even less time that like evening to read. So anyway, it is going to be a challenge for sure, but a challenge is supposed to be a little bit difficult. So the book that I'm currently reading that we are going to be hopefully finishing in today's video, we definitely should if I read as much as I'm supposed to. I just started it yesterday, so I'm not super far in, but that is One Dark Window, if you can see that. I know that I have my ring light, so it's probably really bright, but let me go back to the page I was on. I'm on page 59, chapter 5, and there's 419 pages. Because I'm not very far in, I'm just gonna read you guys, I think, the summary, even though it's pretty long. Because I kind of know what's going on, but I'm still learning things. So first of all, the names in this book honestly are irritating me. I know that's a dumb thing to like nitpick, but every single name almost is like weird. Like, can't we just have a normal name, please? Like, the main character's name is Elspeth. 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 What? Anyway.
Elspeth Spindle needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mislocked kingdom she calls home. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient mercurial spirit trapped in her head. He protects her. He keeps her secrets. But nothing comes for free, especially magic. When Elspeth meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, her life takes a drastic turn. Thrust into a world of shadow and deception, she joins a dangerous quest to cure the kingdom of the dark magic infecting it. Except the highwayman just so happens... I lost my spot. Just so happens to be the king's own nephew, captain of the Destroyers, and guilty of high treason. He and Elspeth have until solstice to gather 12 Providence cards, the keys to the cure. But as the stakes heighten and their undeniable attraction intensifies, Elspeth is forced to face her darkest secret yet. The nightmare is slowly, darkly taking over her mind, and she might not be able to stop him.
So yeah, it's like a gothic, kind of darker fantasy. Like, there's this mist that if you go into, you get like infected, kind of. So you want to stay out of the mist, and there's these like magical cards that if you like touch the cards, you can get their powers or something. I'm still a little bit confused on like the world building and the fantasy elements and what they all mean and stuff, but it is the first book in the Shepherd King duology. I have both of the books in the series on my monthly TBR, but I'm probably not going to jump straight into the next one right after this. I'm probably going to be reading a different book on my monthly TBR / fall TBR. This is going to be like fall TBR edition because I'm going to try to only read books that are on my fall TBR, which should be easy because that's what I'm in the mood for, and we only have a couple weeks left of what I consider like fall reading. And once Thanksgiving hits, it's for sure Christmas time, probably even a little bit before that. But I don't skip Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving still has its day, but I love Christmas. But anyway, I wanted to get a couple more fall books in before then, so that is the goal. That is what sparked this video idea. And I know I've seen a lot of people do like trying to read 200 pages a day, but although I could probably do that on the weekends, but it would be kind of hard, I definitely would not be able to on weekdays when I work. It's just really not feasible at all. Unless I count audiobooks, then maybe, but it's hard to count an audiobook because you have to like keep track of it where you are in the actual book, and if I don't own the actual book, then I can't. Anyway, I'm rambling. That is what this video is today, so we are going to start our reading for the day. Again, I'm on page 59, so our goal is to get to page 159 today in One Dark Window.
Every minute slipping by, even when I close my eyes. Ruthless.
Okay guys, I have 25 pages left to read for my daily pages because I'm on page 134, and if you remember, I need to get to page to page 159. So yeah, I have exactly 25 pages left. I'm really liking it so far already. I can see why people love this duology already. Dinner is going to be ready in like 10 minutes, honestly, so I'm not going to be able to read very much, but figured while I was waiting for it to be done, I would read some, and then I will have to finish my reading after dinner.
You might even wonder why I go MIA sometimes. I can't deny. Try to hold on to the things I can't keep.
Good afternoon. It is like 2 o'clock. And I haven't updated the video yet today, but I have read some. And before I forget, I have to get to page 273 today. So just so you guys know, that's where I ended yesterday. I did read, what is that? 14 pages? Yeah, 14 pages extra that I was supposed to yesterday. For a second there, I thought I might not get my pages read yesterday. I had like 18 pages left, and me and my husband were watching a movie, and I was like, well, I hope I'm not too tired after this to finish my reading, because we didn't finish our movie until like 10:45, so it was kind of late, but I did in fact finish it in bed and read extra. Probably not smart because I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted, but that's okay. So I have read, I think, like 30, dang, no, wait, I've read like a lot today already, kind of. I thought I'd read maybe like 30 pages, but I'm on page 223, so I have exactly 50 pages left. I've read 50 pages today already. As I briefly mentioned in my last clip of me reading last night, I am really liking this book, and I'm a little bit over halfway through, so I definitely have a better idea of how I'm feeling and what it's about and all of that. I wouldn't say that it's confusing per se, but there are a lot of kind of elements to the fantasy world and aspect of this story. Like, there's these magical cards called Providence cards, and I think there's, how many is there? 12, 14? Somewhere around there. And some of the cards are more valuable because there's only ever been one made. Some there's been 2 made, 3 made, 4 made, etc. until you get to the like most common cards. And in order to basically save the kingdom, because there's this mist that can infect people who get like stuck in the mist, basically. In order to clear the mist and save the kingdom, they have to have all of the Providence cards, and that's really hard. And also the one card that there's only ever been one made of has like never been seen in like centuries or something. So they have no idea where that card is, and that's basically the mission that our main character Elspeth is on. And on this journey, she's joining this group of people who are going behind the king and the kingdom's back to try and find the cards for themselves, because the king and his people have been trying to find the cards for centuries, like every king, and they never can. So the current king is also trying, but this group of people is trying to find them for themselves for a specific reason that you don't find out until a little bit into the book, so I won't obviously spoil it. And yeah, our main character is joining them because she has this like rare ability that will help them. And I feel like such a girl mentioning this, but I mean, romance makes everything better, right? But there's a little subplot of romance, I think, or there's like hints leaning toward there being kind of later in the story, maybe, between Elspeth and one of the guys that she is helping find the cards. Yeah, halfway through, so we're doing good. I'm gonna finish my reading. I'm gonna try not only to give myself a buffer, but also because if I do get a little bit ahead on my reading, that means we'll get farther into another book in this video. So yeah, I'm trying to read a little bit extra every day, especially these 3 days off that I don't work. So yesterday, like I said, I read 14 pages extra. Not a lot, but if I did that every day, that's like 50 pages. So, you know, it adds up, but that's the plan.
Losing control. Took a couple months till you knocked on my door. Sat by the sea.
Good afternoon again. It is now day 3 of this challenge. I've been bad about updating you guys because reading 100 pages of a book, you don't get that much farther in to like have updates, and I'm still in the same book. I did finish my pages yesterday, and I actually read 20 pages over. I was supposed to get to page 273 and I got to page 293. So we did good. We're doing good so far in this challenge. And so far today I have read about 20 pages. I'm on page 316. So we still have a good amount to read, and it is like 3 o'clock. But I should definitely get to finishing it. And the book actually, because technically if I read 100 pages, I'll have like 7 pages left of the book, because I think I told you guys that there's like 416 pages in this book, but if you actually go to the contents and you go to where it ends, the acknowledgements start on page 396. So really I'll have like 3 pages left to read if I finish my 100 pages today. So we're definitely going to be finishing the book today. Still really liking it. I'm 76% of the way through. I don't really see what exactly is going to be like the climax of this book. Like I kind of see where the whole story is going and what maybe the climax of the whole story will be, but I'm curious to see where this one ends and the next one starts. We're going to keep reading. Really enjoying this book so far, and I'll probably see you guys when I am like finishing this book.
Waves fell asleep. Didn't know what I should have let go. Thought I lost my way, but now I am sure. If I spend all my days.
I keep smiling because the romance is like romancing, you know? So that's why.
Out of time to see all your beauty and beyond. So instead I'll sing
Really?
my song. Time and time again I'll go back to my reality.
No!
Wish I know, but you always keep a figment of my mind, guiding me back ashore in my darkest days.
That was really good. Happy Tuesday and happy day 4 of this challenge. I have started a new book. As you guys saw, I started Bring Me Your Midnight by Rachel Griffin. I have not finished my reading yet today, but I am making good progress. I'm on page 74, and honestly I've read a lot more than I thought I would today, because I did work pretty much 10 hours, like just shy of 10 hours today. Didn't get home until 6 p.m. and if you guys can see the TV, it is election night, so I have that on the TV mostly muted and I've been reading. So I've actually gotten farther than I thought I would, to be honest. I also have a pretty bad headache, which I haven't taken anything for, but I really try not to, and I've been able to read through it, and I think I honestly should be able to read a little bit more. The next chapter starts on page 84, so maybe that's as far as we'll get tonight. I don't know. It is like 8:15, so I mean I still have time, to be honest. Who knows, maybe I will read the whole 100 pages tonight, but if I don't, I'm not gonna be too upset with myself. I'm still not super far in the book, obviously, so I don't fully know my thoughts yet, but I do know that I read it really quickly and I was excited to keep reading, and it's keeping my attention, and it's actually just kind of starting to pick up with, I think, the main story, so it's probably gonna get even better from here on out, and I'm excited to keep reading. page 101. I read 100 pages. And there's like 2 more pages of this chapter, so I'm probably just gonna finish this chapter and then stop for the night. It is a couple days later after I finished this challenge, and I just didn't do an outro or go over Wednesday, aka day 5's pages and how much I read, but I am happy to report that I did read over 100 pages Wednesday. I read 108 pages, and before I forget, our total pages read for this challenge over these 5 days was 548. So very happy with the outcome, and also these 2 books that I read in this video were absolutely amazing. I have finished Bring Me Your Midnight since then. I actually just finished it. I was hoping I'd finish it before I filmed this outro so that I could give you guys my overall thoughts on it, since I was like halfway through when I finished this challenge. And I also didn't give you guys my overall thoughts on One Dark Window yet, so I am going to do that. So first I'll talk about my thoughts on One Dark Window. I really loved this book. It was so intriguing and the plot pulled me right in from the beginning. It didn't take long to get into the story, and I am so excited to read the second one. I think I'm gonna finish that one or start that one tonight. And as far as a rating for One Dark Window, I don't necessarily think it was 5 stars. It was so close. I'm between a 4.5 and a 4.75. I think I'm still gonna marinate on it for a bit, even though it has already been a couple days, but you get the gist. I loved it. It was so good. I can't really think of anything wrong with it, so probably a 4.75, but I might change my mind on that. And then as far as Bring Me Your Midnight, I didn't give you guys as much thoughts on this book as One Dark Window because, again, I was only halfway through at the end of this challenge, but I absolutely loved this one as well, maybe more than One Dark Window. I do think that this is a 4.75 star. I know it's like, oh, it's so close to 5 star, why don't you just give it a 5 star? There was one little thing in this book that annoyed me a little bit, and it had to do with the main character, Tana. She was very back and forth with like her decisions and her feelings toward the love interest in this book, Wolf Hawthorne. Did I tell you guys what this book is about? I literally don't think I told you what it's about, so let me do that. So it is about this coven of witches who lives on this island, and their relationship with non-witches on the mainland has been pretty fractured. Why do I feel like that's the word I'm looking for? I don't think it is, but I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Their relationship just isn't that good, but they're trying to build on it, and the reason for that is because the mainlanders who aren't witches, you know, are kind of scared of the witches and what their magic could do and how powerful it could be. And so the coven of witches that lives on the island has spent years and years trying to improve their relationship with the mainlanders, and therefore they only allow themselves to do what they call low tide magic, and basically that means that they aren't allowed to do any spells that are really powerful. And Tana has just grown up believing, she's our main character, she's 19 years old, she's grown up believing that, you know, dark magic, the more powerful magic, is evil, and that the old coven who practiced dark magic, they have been eradicated. They're no more, because if a witch chooses that magic over low tide magic, they get banished. And Tana meets this guy, Wolf Hawthorne, who, let me make sure I'm not telling you spoilers. Okay, yeah, this is in the summary. She meets Wolf, who claims he is from a coven that practices dark magic, and she ends up needing Wolf's help to fix something that she messed up. So she turns to him because he's the only one she can think of that can help her, and amidst all of that, she learns about Wolf and his magic, and she has to basically choose between, this is a perfect way to describe it. It says, it's a romantic fantasy about forbidden love, the choices we make, and the pull between duty and desire. She has to choose between marrying the son of the governor of the Mainlanders and basically Wolf. And if she marries Landon, the relationship between the witches and the Mainlanders will be kind of restored. That was really long, but that's pretty much what this book is about. And it packs a lot into this book because it is a standalone fantasy. Highly, highly recommend this book. It is very fall-esque, but really read it whenever you want. It is just so good. Also, I found out that the author lives in the same state as me, Washington, so that's fun because even though Seattle's pretty populated, I feel like not a ton of people live in Washington state. I cried in this book. The writing was so beautiful. The imagery of the island and the magic, everything was just so good. So yeah, very close to 5 stars, but I think we're gonna go with 4.5 or 4.75 and either a 4.5 or a 4.75. So such a good reading vlog. So glad I finally picked these books up. I've had this one for over a year and this one's on Kindle Unlimited, but it's been on my radar for probably close to a year as well. So glad I finally read them and happy that I was able to complete the challenge. I probably will do this again and maybe I will up the amount of pages I have to read because although the days specifically that I did work were a little bit difficult to finish, the book I think helped, but it wasn't super hard. I think I could do a little bit more. So yeah, let me know if you want to see another video like this and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!